Southern Fried Football. Here's Christine.
I'm here with the Mark Packer, Southern Fried Football, ready to talk some college football. Week 11 we're in here.
Week 11, and you know it's good that you're wearing black because
I'm in mourning.
in mourning of your dogs. After I told you there's nothing to worry about with those Florida Gators
last week. It's your fault. You told me don't worry.
I'll take full responsibility because the dogs had no business losing last week. And you know what? You got to give Florida credit.
Yeah.
I mean, they just 418 yards rushing, the most Georgia's ever given up on the ground since 1978. A terrible loss for the dogs.
There are 4 quarters in football.
Right.
Can't we make adjustments defensively if we see a team that keeps?
You're right. Now listen, you can blame Mark Packer for the prediction. You need to blame Mark Richt for the coaching. That's a whole different story.
That's rough.
Tough loss though for your dogs.
That's rough. Well, speaking of dogs, we play Kentucky this weekend. We got to win.
I'm not giving you a prediction after last week. Listen,
after
last week, I'm not going to give you any love for the Georgia. But I know this much: they still have a chance to win the SEC East, despite all the nonsense.
Which is crazy.
I know Missouri has the lead though in the East. Go figure. The team that won it last year, lucky to beat South Carolina, lost at home to Indiana, pulled one out against Florida. Somehow Missouri's in first place in the SEC East, and they're off this week.
The East is going to be kind of crazy, kind of. All right. Well, we'll move on to other teams here. Auburn, Texas A&M.
I'm heading there as soon as I get done with you.
Oh, well, what
I am loading up the Ford F-150. I'm zipping down to do our show from Auburn today. Family's joining me later on. My oldest daughter, Gigi's thinking about maybe going to Auburn, so we're going to go experience War Eagle this weekend.
Tiger, huh?
Well, she might be. We'll see what happens.
Okay, well, what do you think? A&M is they just kind of...
They've struggled. I mean, they've got quarterback issues. They've had a tough time on the road. Auburn really playing good football. I'm going to go ahead and tell you again, I like Auburn this weekend to continue to roll in the West.
Another big one, Bama LSU.
Bama LSU. Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. Does it get any better than that?
I'd love to be at that game.
9 consecutive games they've hooked up. They've both been ranked. Les Miles is 5-5 against Alabama his last 10, but normally Alabama plays great at Tiger Stadium. 26-8-2 all time. I like the Tide. I think they have a little bit more offensive weapons, but anything can happen on Saturday night down the Bayou.
All right, so South Carolina is off this weekend, coming off that
awful loss.
Tough loss from Tennessee. Holy cow.
And you know what the good news is? We've already been doing this segment for 2.5 to 3 minutes. That's 3 times longer than the Steve Spurrier press conference. So we've got that going for us. Even though maybe some of the viewers are going, you guys would be much better at 54 seconds like Spurrier. But that was terrible last week.
He was mad.
Hey, you can be mad, but you're also getting paid $1 gazillion. You got to man up sometimes.
Yeah, you got to talk to the press afterwards. All right, so Ole Miss and Mississippi State playing some, elementary schools
garbage.
Here.
Move on.
I mean,
let's say I'll give you a team. How about let's give some love to Duke?
Okay, let's talk about Duke.
I'll give you a little ACC. I mean, we know Florida State's in great shape in the other side in the Atlantic Division, but the Coastal Division wide open in the ACC. Duke controls their own destiny, and you might not know this, but the Blue Devils, and I'm not talking hoops, Duke football, they've won 15 of their last 16 regular season games.
Wow.
Duke football. That's David Cutcliffe doing a great job.
That's fantastic.
They're at Syracuse. Maybe that's a game we'd like to see in hoops. Boeheim against K.
Yeah, I know.
But you got to figure Duke continues to roll. They have been an incredible story.
It's been a great season for them. It's been a great season. All right, and you talk about LSU, who's ranked number 2. They've kind of been struggling though, winning their games, but they're finding a way to pull it off.
They're playing better. Again, listen, the last 4 weeks of college football is going to be so great. This weekend we've got 6 matchups nationally involving top 20 teams. The polls come out in week 2 this last Tuesday night. Something's got to give. I mean, a game like Notre Dame at Arizona State, 9 versus 10. You've got Kansas State and TCU, 6 versus 7. We know about this game, of course, Alabama and LSU is going to be outstanding.
Right.
You get a game like Oregon at Utah, sensational. In the Big Ten, you go Michigan State, Ohio State. I mean, it is an incredible weekend of college football.
Can't wait. Can't wait. All right, so you're going to be in Auburn, Alabama?
In 3 minutes. 3 minutes, I'm heading to Auburn.
Good to see you, brother.
All right, good luck to the dogs.
All right, we'll see you next week.
You got it.
We'll be back after this break.